Hey, everybody! It's everything you want, nothing you need.
I thought it's everything you need, nothing you want.
No, not at all. Don't confuse the poor listeners any more than they already are.
How many episodes are we in?
This is 17.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
more than 2.
It's about 15 more than I thought we'd make. So, and as you can see, we got the Bare Bones crew tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's the OG crew, as Ian referred to it as. So yeah, it's been a busy. I was gonna say it's been a busy week. It's been a busy day.
Yeah.
YouTube controversies, which are always fun. I don't know. I kind of like waking up that's like a guilty pleasure. Is waking up in the morning.
That
you
was right.
and you check Twitter. It's like it's like cracking open the morning newspaper. It's like ooh, let's see what's going on.
Ooh, it's getting saucy.
Like I woke up at 6 a.m. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah. But so Pro Jared,
Birdman decided to cheat on his wife.
get your life together. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. I feel like we.
I like how fast his channel went back.
Don't send nudes to fucking underage children, dude.
Thomas feels very strongly about this.
Fuck him. Fuck Pro Jared.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
You know, originally I used to be mad at JonTron because he was a little racist. You know what? He's a little racist. So what? But fuck Pro Jared.
Wait a minute. You can't justify one evil with another.
Yeah.
Lesser evils.
All right, whatever.
Who would you rather kill?
This is
a pedophile or a racist?
I
mean, I'm not saying Pro Jared's a pedophile, but I'm just comparing apples to grapes.
So today,
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
yeah, that just dropped.
So that was like
literally
half an hour ago,
like
an hour ago. The PlayStation, what is it called? State of Play?
State of Play.
That's what they're called. I keep calling them PlayStation Directs because that's essentially what they are.
Well, let's go one by one. Let's leave that for that.
Okay.
So today, so I started with the DLC for Monster Hunter that we already knew about.
What's it called?
Ice World, I think.
Yeah, Ice
So,
World.
Winterborn.
Winterborn.
I think it starts with the B.
Bloodborne.
It has snow.
Monster World Bloodborne, is that it?
It's not Florida weather.
It's not Florida. It's the opposite of Florida weather. So Greenland. But that's about it.
Yeah. It just looks like more Monster Hunter. It looks like you have more interactable in terms of like the environment and everything, how everything was playing out. But yeah, I didn't get too much into Monster Hunter World, so I don't.
I played it when it first came out. Oddly enough, it was my first Monster Hunter game.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed it.
I played all the.
I didn't have much to go off
I played all
of.
the other ones. I played most of all the other ones on 3DS, but I literally dropped every single one because I was like, I'll give it another try, but I can't get used to the controls on 3DS, so it never happened.
Did you ever play like the originals on
The PSP
like PS2 or
PS2.
I played the one on played one on PSP.
And I played one of them on PSP. I played one on the 3DS. Could never get too deep into it. But then when World came out, I'm like, oh, it's so much easier now. You know, they definitely
one of my main
streamlined
things,
it.
like couldn't get into Monster Hunter, just the claw. I had to like play like that on 3DS. But then I got it on PS4, and then I didn't really play it.
Have you played Luigi's Mansion on 3DS?
Yes.
No, I have not.
Have you played the first one or the second one?
Second one.
Do you like I personally can't stand the way it
No.
controls. Do you not like the controls either?
I did not like the controls.
Okay. I'm very scared that they're going to adopt that for
No, I don't think so.
for Luigi's Mansion 3.
I don't think so.
Because the reason I never finished 2 or really even got that deep into it was because of the controls. I was like, I'm not having fun.
No, I mean,
playing
because on the
this.
Switch you have the dual analog and everything.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm hoping it'll feel more like the first one. But the second one controls terribly.
Yeah, because your only option on the 3DS is make it even bulkier by the thing they released for like Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
Or you get the new 3DS.
With the nub.
Yeah, I have that.
The nub that no one used.
I used it. I played Xenoblade on the 3DS.
You're the only person I know who used it.
Because I played Xenoblade on the new
Xenoblade
3DS.
doesn't really require that much camera action. You literally just move a little bit and everything's still centered.
Yeah, but I like to move the camera around, like look at
But it's
butts.
nothing like, let's suppose if it was like a third-person game in terms of like, let's suppose if you were trying to play Super Mario 64 or something like that on that nub. That's a whole completely different thing.
Yeah.
Experience that you do not want to go through. What else?
Was this part of the thing, or was this
that ad?
That's
Hello.
An ad.
That is an ad. Cool. All right, guess I'll just show
Predator?
you that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Medieval. Yeah.
Yeah, Medieval. I was actually probably going to talk about. Yeah, Medieval. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's Medieval.
I never played the original.
Really?
It's a good game.
I played it a little bit when I was little.
I hear it's hard.
we'll see how this one is. I don't.
And then once the new one
play-
comes out, every journalist will be like, "This game is the Dark Souls of platformers."
It's the Dark Souls of medieval games.
This is the Dark Souls of dead PS1 franchises.
The game nobody No, actually, no, that's a lie. I have one friend that did ask for this.
Really?
Yeah, I have one friend on PlayStation who's like, when are we going to get a new medieval game? When are we going to get a remake medieval?
Oh, you got it.
He's wild. Did we ever? Was there more info for? What's the remake for CTR? Crash.
No. They released a trailer not too long ago about like customization.
Yeah, I saw that. So I didn't know if there was any
they
expansion
didn't-
on
they
that.
didn't show anything on the state of
I
play.
know it's coming out
But
soon.
it's right around the corner.
It comes out in June.
June. Okay.
I think at the end of the month.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. But
Besides that, they showed off like one or two quirky little games here and there. The one like Diablo, like pixelated looking one. They showed off the one where you literally play as a lemur. No,
I'm sorry,
not,
what?
Not a lemur. As a
you play as Zubumafu?
not as a. I wish. I would have made it so much
Zubumafu, the video
better.
game?
Not what the hell are they called? I forget.
Is it that mutant game where you're like a rodent or a raccoon or whatever?
Yeah, well, there's a name to it.
I mean, is it
I
that
forget.
game though where it's
Yeah,
like you
that
do a martial? Oh, okay. I remember that game was announced like a while ago.
Yeah, they showed off that. Anything else I'm missing other than the big one?
I didn't actually watch it, so I don't know.
Oh, I think. Okay, never mind.
I thought you did.
No, I saw the Final Fantasy VII trailer.
Oh, was there a Final Fantasy VII trailer? I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah.
Surprise! If you've been living under a
I
rock,
posted it twice on Facebook.
if you
once
somehow
without,
know about this
comments.
podcast, but you don't know about what happened, you're a real fan. But you're also living under a rock. I hate to tell you.
Randy Pitchford did nothing
Wait.
wrong.
We'll get to that, Thomas.
Let's leave the.
We'll
controversies alone.
get to that.
But yeah, they showed off Final Fantasy VII remake for the first time since 2015, and
It looks amazing.
the facial work they done on the characters looks way better than it did before. Most of the stuff they showed was literally the bombing mission at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Mainly, you can notice that because you saw the first boss. Most of all the gameplay, all you saw was Barret and Cloud, which is pretty much your party at the beginning. And then they showed Aerith here and there.
And you got to see Sephiroth's back,
Yeah, his back end, like his voice.
which is different. It's a different voice. Same thing with Cloud.
Is it different?
They are different voices.
I didn't notice a Cloud one, but I
I'm
definitely
surprised they
noticed
showed
that
off an English trailer.
Yeah.
They shut off both, I think.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, they would, but yeah.
Oh, so we got the U.S.
yeah, we got a
the
Japanese,
Japanese version.
I haven't
got
seen the
Japanese.
Japanese one. I heard about it.
But they did not show off Tifa.
F.
I
Well,
need
but-
to know what's going on with Tifa.
Well, the thing is, it also says teaser trailer,
Yeah.
More
We're
in
gonna see
June.
more in
More in
June.
June.
which is E3.
We have to see Tifa
What's-
in June.
What if the day when Sony usually has a conference, they just go surprise and they just upload a new state of
Wait a
play,
minute.
and that's where they pull out all the stops.
Because it is Sony, they are going to nerf Tifa because Sony has that censorship stuff going
Yeah,
on.
Sony and Nintendo have swapped over the past year or so.
Yeah.
Nintendo for a little while was very censor heavy and very family friendly.
Now they're like,
They turned
ass
into
and
it.
titties.
For a little while.
But I'm saying
That
in
was for a
terms
while.
of like sexual sexual
Just,
censorship
yeah, just-
in video
yeah,
games.
just nudity in general.
Right. And so now
Or derogatory stuff to it.
now they've swapped, and Sony has become the very hardcore censorship, very like we don't want to offend anyone, and Nintendo on the other hand is like,
Bring on them anime titties.
here's
to
a
our
game
content.
where you fight other panties
Yeah.
as a pair of
Yeah,
panties.
Schoolgirl panties, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, Nintendo, what are you?
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a RPG that has big anime tittied waifus in them.
Happy waifu, happy life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. The gameplay kind of looked a little bit kind of what we originally saw. It looked pretty much the same thing. It just the UI was different in terms of like what you saw.
It looks like how I wanted Final Fantasy 15's combat to be, which is like
Yeah, no.
similar to what Versus 13 was going to be. You know, very like
and then,
Kingdom Hearts style.
And the thing is, like, you also saw like a lot of things.
How,
Like,
how does that differ versus what it is?
Well, because like if you've played 15
Yeah.
is pretty much just hold down X to win, essentially. Whereas
Yeah.
like Kingdom Hearts or what this looks like, or what Versus 13 was going to be, was
Like
very
I like
action
15,
heavy.
but I don't think if I ever died in that game probably once.
Oh no, I love 15, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I died once.
Not only
either.
that, because usually when you go down, you just press R2 and then use a potion or
It's the only
or
Final
next
Fantasy
turn.
game I finished.
That's a
15.
good one.
that can change. Remember,
a good one.
offer's still up.
So we're starting a challenge.
Oh wait, did you play the new version or the original version?
I played the original base.
Okay, you have to go back and play.
So
the
I have not
Royal
done
Edition.
any of like the DLC.
Yeah, because they changed it.
I've done all the DLC.
Okay.
Yeah, Royal
The
Edition.
best
changed it.
one is without a doubt Arden.
Okay.
That's not even close in my opinion.
I still need to play Arden.
It's the best one.
But
Mainly because they got the best character in the game, but it's just me.
yeah, no, we're doing a little challenge. Ian's giving me a month to beat the original Final Fantasy VII, or else I have to pay him back
On the Switch.
on the Switch, which is a grand total of a whopping $14.99. So
But I guess you get a free trial of Final
free
Fantasy.
free trial
If you
that
wanna
if
beat
I beat it, I don't got to pay for the trial. So he's that confident in me.
Yeah.
And Dan.
Well, I just want you to play the best game ever made, but whatever.
Well, you know,
One of the best
I'm
games.
just trying to help you.
It's after what happened today. Today's the best game. ever made.
It's up there with Chrono Trigger and Xenogears.
I have finished Chrono Trigger.
What if they announce a Chrono Trigger remake?
Oof. Ooh. They never will.
If they want money.
I mean, they canceled that like fan-made remake,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was almost done.
Yeah, but at that point they didn't do anything.
There is a
with it or
fan
anything.
game that's out there. It's one of those, bootleg ROM.
The best thing that the best example of that ever happened was the Resident Evil 2 fan game.
Mhm.
They literally grabbed the people that were working on that to make.
Yeah,
the
that's what
Resident
happened
Evil
with remake.
Well, that's what happened to Sonic Mania too. That's how Sonic Mania happened. Have you played? Actually, oddly enough, I downloaded it. Never played it. It's by the same team who did Chrono Trigger. But it's like a mobile game. It's called Another Eden.
I think I've heard of it.
Now,
It's-
now
it's-
like by the same people. You talk about like the same everyone or just like one
Probably
of the
like
people.
one or two dudes.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the
Because it was
one or two of the big-
Like producers.
one or two of the big brains behind Chrono Trigger.
Because I know it's
Obviously, this doesn't tell you
Sakaguchi,
much.
and it was the Dragon Quest guy.
Composer
Yasunori Mitsuda.
Masato Kato.
Nah, he has
Masato
nothing to do
Kato?
with Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, they had nothing to do with Chrono Trigger.
Because the two composers for Chrono Trigger, mostly it was
I'll have to
Yasunori
look it up.
Matsuda,
I'll have to look it up.
until he had sick, and then Nobuo Uematsu came in for a little bit.
I'll have to look it up.
But yeah, no, I like how people pretty much liked everything that I saw from the trailer in terms of how better it looks. It looks kind of samey. It still has like the same like atmosphere in terms of like how everything looks, but everything looked polished. Because before, like when you saw Cloud, his hair was kind of off, his face was kind of a little bit off,
Mm-hmm.
but this time that boy looks how he's supposed to look. I'm gonna stop there before I just go on a tantrum about.
So I wonder what
Cloud.
engine they're using. Are they using the Unreal 4 engine, like what they did with Kingdom Hearts 3? Because originally it was going to be.
They usually would say it at the end of the trailer.
Because I know they're not using their own engine, the Luminous engine or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I don't think so either.
Because I know the original people that were working on it was the guys that made Dot Hack and like all the Naruto fighting games, and they got booted out.
Hmm.
CyberConnect. That was.
I was like, oh yes, CyberConnect. Yeah, apparently just things weren't going well with them, and
It happens.
yeah, but I'm interested to see just because everything that they showed it was literally the bombing mission. They pretty much the first hour of the game.
Yeah, no, the game is going to be episodic, like they.
Oh, I
originally
know that,
announced.
but kind of want to see more because everything we've seen so far has been the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
In each trailer.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. Well, Sephiroth showed up out of nowhere. He doesn't show up anywhere close to that part of the game.
Well, I mean, like there's like the whole
The flashback.
Yeah,
the dialogue in its head.
Yeah, the dialogue's in his head. Yes, that I know. He happens
So they're
to,
just
like-
gonna visualize it.
Yeah,
now.
but he never like actually literally pops up on the screen. At
Oh, we're
least.
probably not gonna see his face. It'll probably just be you see his back, and Cloud's like, yeah.
One more time. What's Cloud? What's he gonna do?
And then
Okay.
later in the game when he falls in the live stream, No, I'm sorry. It's before. I think it's before he falls in the live stream when he just gets retarded.
Do you mean when he's in the wheelchair?
Yeah, he's all
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Durr."
no, he's in the wheelchair. Yeah.
And then Tifa blows him. Because there's a scene that looks like she's bending down and everything. She's on her knees.
All right, so what else is happened in the video game industry other than
Do we want to touch with the 10-foot pole?
Oh, do we want to touch?
Which one?
the
Randy
which?
Pitchford or Pro Jared?
I was gonna say the Randy Pitchford. Pro Jared. I'll wait to talk about Pro Jared.
We kind of need to see more things.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to say anything that's not true.
Oh, what about the Sonic movie trailer? Did we talk about that yet?
We have not talked about. Oh god.
Because we didn't do a podcast last week, I don't think.
So Sonic.
Gotta go fast.
So here's the biggest problem I have with them fixing Sonic, and someone pointed this out on Twitter, and it's a very good point, is if they don't delay the film at all, and they don't increase the budget at all, this shows Hollywood execs that it's okay to give, because how much like now in the gaming industry there's crunch.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically now creating that for the film industry.
Oh, I mean, that's already been in the film industry.
Where we're now going to be making these animators redo everything under the same deadline, and for
it's
either no more pay or no more.
It's nowhere close to how it is in the video game industry in terms of like the difficulty, what it goes into it.
No, but I'm sure there's a couple people
for sure.
as piss poor of an attempt to recreate Sonic as it is.
Because it's not like
I'm sure they had to bust their ass to do
not
that.
Like that.
Much.
It's not like they're grabbing a side character and we're working on the main character of the movie.
Right. Yeah. So
yeah.
It'd be like that.
Gangster's
sometimes.
Paradise.
I much
That's
prefer
the new theme of Sonic.
Amish Paradise. And why they didn't get Crush 40 involved is beyond me.
Because it's Hollywood.
Maybe that's the prize we're still waiting for.
I don't know.
Maybe they make cameos in the movie.
Detective Pikachu is out tonight. We
got
may or may
Pete
not go
Byrne.
see it after this, depending on how tired I am.
I'm not going to see it.
Ian and I might go see it tonight, depending on how tired we are.
Money.
I don't work tomorrow, so.
Ian doesn't work tomorrow.
But yeah. Well, do you want to touch on the?
Oh yeah. Randy Pitchford. Okay. So I actually wrote a couple articles touched on this. So Randy Pitchford, CEO of Gearbox, and the only man at E3 who bothered to learn Ian and I's name. I'm now scared to know why. Had a Twitter meltdown argument with Andy McNamara of Game Informer after Andy called him out for saying, or Randy Pitchford
No microtransactions.
said there are no microtransactions in Borderlands 3, to which Andy replied, no, that's false. There are microtransactions, but it's only in the form of cosmetics. But regardless of that...
Oh, but ain't that loot box shit, though.
Right, but that's what Andy said. He's like, regardless of that, it only being cosmetic, you said there are no microtransactions, and yes, there are microtransactions.
But that's not the loot box shit.
To which Randy went and had a 24-hour argument meltdown on Twitter. And then David Eddings, who was the former VP of Gearbox and also the voice of Claptrap, he's now come out and revealed he's no longer the voice of Claptrap.
You never got paid to be Claptrap?
Well, so I don't know the full story. I believe what I think is accurate is he worked as he was VP of Gearbox. They needed someone to voice Claptrap, and he did it. He was still getting paid as VP. He was still getting paid by Gearbox. He just didn't get paid for that additional job of doing Claptrap, is what I think is accurate. So then once he said, hey, I want to get paid for being Claptrap, they were like, no. Or it was not up to par with what he wanted. And so he departed Gearbox at that point. But then he's also gone on Twitter and has accused Pitchford of physically assaulting him. So they've got some bad PR going on right now.
So does Riot.
Why don't they, though?
Well, yeah.
Right.
That's the one thing about Gearbox. It's like if it wasn't for Borderlands, they would be non-existent.
Colonial Marines would have wiped them off the face of the earth.
Literally everything else they touch, just even themselves apparently, turns into shit.
Colonial Marines.
They stole money from Sega for that game.
Yeah, I saw an article where someone adjusted like one line of code. In that
Not even
game.
one line. It was literally just like one letter.
It was like something. It was a very, very, very small typo in the code, and all of a sudden the AI became much more responsive and normal, and it suddenly felt like a normal game. And I was like, wow, okay.
Riot Game Studios also had a lot of trouble going.
Oh yeah, Riot had a walkout this week.
I didn't know.
It was a protest, and this is a story I've heard for years at this point. Is that the sort of the culture at Riot is very sexist.
Yeah, it's very much
very
like a boys'
toxic.
club.
Yeah, very much like a
I've
frat.
heard of that, but I didn't hear about recently. There was
Like,
walkout.
ew, girls have cooties. Ew.
Yeah, it's a very, very male-dominated, toxic type culture, and
It's
so
just locker room talk.
as a
alright.
result, there was a walkout this week in protest saying, "Hey, stop treating us like crap." Will it change anything? Probably not. But
Hopefully they get what they're looking for, though.
yeah, they probably all got pink slips the next day. Let's be honest here. When has a walkout ever accomplished anything?
The civil rights.
That's going a little
war.
too far back there, Thomas.
No, not civil war. Civil rights.
Oh, they meant like. I thought
No. Black people want to be able to go sit in the back of the bus.
All right, back to
But the civil rights.
I don't need two band podcasts, Thomas.
What? That's what.
Walking
that's
a
just an
fine
example.
line. Darnell's gonna beat me up for this.
Or sit in the front of the bus. I don't remember.
Oh, jeez.
let's go.
Were you sleeping in American history? Is that what happened?
Remember?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I love history though.
It's okay. A now famous porn star slept behind me in history class, so you know.
Oh yeah. Does she still do porn?
But it's
I
funny
believe
you say
so.
that because I also know somebody who is like actually kind of big in porn now that I used to know. I think it went to high school with me.
We'll talk later. Anyway, anything else been going on? I feel like we're missing some stuff, but I can't.
We are. It's just I'm just like in the moment with Final Fantasy 7. That's literally all I can think about.
Ian's on a high right now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm surprised I had my voice. I screamed.
Yeah, I was at a high at Burger King when I was having my dinner. and I
That's
watched
every
the trailer.
customer at Burger King, though.
I was watching the trailer like,
Who isn't high at Burger King?
oh my god.
But yeah, damn, what is?
It's just been a long day
Yeah, it has been a
on
long
Twitter.
Day. It has been a long day for me in general.
You didn't work today, Ian.
I'm sure you had some personal shit to deal with.
Some demons, some inner. I had some inner demons to
It's
fight.
whatever. It took a little bit. I almost didn't make it. It was like an hour away, but I was able to beat them.
Oh well.
Hey, some news that just came out.
Oh.
Michael Rooker is going to be King Shark in the Suicide Squad movie.
Michael Rooker.
Rooker.
Isn't that the dude that did Iron Man 2?
No, that's Mickey Rooney. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he's
Rookie, Rudy,
what's his
whatever.
Mickey
name?
Rooney. That's the dude who did like Santa Claus back in the '60s.
No, God, what's his name? What's his character's name from Guardians? He's Zandu, Yandu.
Yondu.
Yandu. Yeah,
Okay,
he's Yandu.
Yandu. Okay,
Okay.
makes more sense.
So he's moving over from Marvel to DC, just like that one guy.
Just like that one.
James
guy.
Gunn.
Well, besides James Gunn, the one
I was like,
actor.
he's coming back. To
You know,
Marvel.
the one guy who was in at the first Guardians. You know, he's like who, and he played Shazam.
Oh yeah, I don't
Played
know
the
his
Wizard
name.
Shazam. He played
Yeah.
a Fishman and Aquaman.
And then he was also in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I think that's the same character, right?
Or
Or was he the green
No,
guy?
he was a different character.
Alright.
Trying to think.
Game of Thrones has Starbucks. Apparently, they got Starbucks in Westeros.
I want to know how no one noticed on set when they were filming that there was a Starbucks cup.
They're
there.
probably like in the moment and everything. I'm more surprised that the editors didn't. Notice it.
That's what. Just like by the time it got to air, how did no one notice that there
Oh,
was?
they just don't care with the season anymore.
That's what I hear. Is it's a very mess season.
From what I've seen,
From
and
what the
everything,
buildup was supposed to be and
they
what it
wasted the
is.
entire budget on the dragons. And like, oh, why didn't spoilers for Game of Thrones a little bit? They're like, Jon Snow's leaving Winterfell, and instead of saying goodbye to just Snow, I'm sorry, not Snow, Ghost, his wolf, he just walks away. It's like, well, why couldn't he say goodbye to his wolf? It's like, CGI, too much budget.
Is that what they said?
Basically, it's like the CGI budget could not do it, so he just
Okay.
like leaves.
Okay.
Leaves them in the care of Tormund.
Nice. Oh, so Devil May Cry is coming to Switch.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 5. I'm
Not
sorry,
Devil May Cry
1. Devil May
HD
Cry
Collection,
First
not DMC, not Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry.
No, it's the HD version of 1 though.
Uno is coming to Switch.
So what I feel like they're gonna do is they're gonna put 1 and then they're gonna
Capcom
put
will
3.
sell you that for $60.
No. It's probably gonna be like 20 or 40.
Because the
It should
HD
not be
the
$40.
HD collection you can get for $15 right now for PS4.
I'm not even gonna.
But
That's 3 games.
no, I think it's gonna be
frankly
20.
enough, that game should be 10 to 15.
No, they're gonna do $20 and
It
they're
should
gonna
not be
release Devil May Cry
$20.
3. So you can either for $40 get 1 and 3.
You can get the collection for 30.
See that?
But you're gonna have 2.
Capcom always does this thing.
That's still you can still have 3.
Capcom has done this thing with Nintendo now for a while because they pulled back in the Wii U era. They're too scared to go all in with Nintendo again. So they keep doing this thing where they're testing the waters with like 1 game per franchise, and then they're like, if this sells well, then we'll give you what you actually want.
Oh, so real quick to bring it back to Monster Hunter World, it's called Iceborne.
Iceborne.
I said Ice World, right?
Iceborne.
So we were kind of right with Ice World and Bloodborne. Iceborne.
Huh.
So how about that Avengers Endgame?
Do
Oh
we,
yeah, let's talk about that.
do we want to talk spoilers? I
Yeah,
mean,
fuck it.
Russo brothers said we can talk spoilers.
Yeah, Iron
and
Man's
it's
dead.
been 2.5 weeks. Okay, all right.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, if you've seen the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, Tony Stank is dead.
Tony
Stank.
Stank.
Are you Tony Stank?
Is
Yeah.
there a Tony Stank here?
Tony Stank's right here. Anyway, yeah. So Iron Man's dead.
Cap's old.
Because he
He
snapped.
looks like
Cap's
Joe,
old.
Joe Biden. Someone said that. Like I don't remember where I heard that, but I cannot unsee it now. It's like, did old Cap look like Joe Biden? I'm like, oh my god.
I thought for sure they were just gonna hire some random old man to sit there.
No, but
I didn't think they were actually gonna take Chris Evans and just make him old.
But yeah,
But I think I like that better.
yeah.
Overall, great film.
for sure. I still prefer
Um,
Infinity War in terms of this one was more enjoyable to watch with like everything, but in terms of like I would say quality and everything,
Yeah.
I prefer Infinity War.
As of tonight, it has beaten Titanic.
Yeah,
It currently sits at 2.3 billion. Avatar is at 2.7 billion. So it's still got a little ways to go.
I think if it
We
doesn't
all
beat it
want
this
it-
weekend, they'll be really close.
I'll go see it again if
I
that's
feel
what it
like it's
takes.
gonna beat. It's probably gonna get to 3 billion before. it
I
hits theater.
really
it's-
I would
I know.
love to see it hit
It's
3
definitely
billion.
it's definitely gonna hit 3 billion. It's definitely.
I would love to see it hit 3 billion.
That's like I can guarantee you that it's only been 2 weeks and it's that
And
much.
then we'll have to wait 20 years for the Smash Brothers cinematic universe to build. I keep seeing those memes going around.
Or just like.
I'm part of the Smash Brothers initiative.
So you
'Cause we
want
are
to see
getting
a
a Mario film.
generic movie poster? The Dark Phoenix movie poster. Generic as.
That looks like you whipped that up in Photoshop in 10 minutes.
It's like that is the most generic looking fucking thing.
That looks very.
Most movie posters.
That looks very thrown together.
Because like when as I'm scrolling by, I'm like, oh, is that Stranger Things or is that Avatar? It's like, oh no, that's Dark Phoenix. That's a movie coming out.
Yeah. Aladdin's coming out.
I'm actually looking forward to
Oh yeah,
Aladdin.
oh yeah. No, I noticed like I was like seeing a bunch of things and I was like, oh wait, well, I was taken back by all the things are coming out soon.
Yeah. This next month is like huge for film. Like
Yeah,
there's a
like,
lot of stuff coming out this
Aladdin's coming out.
month. Lion King.
That is in July. Spider-Man's in beginning of July.
Godzilla at the end of May.
Oh yeah,
Godzilla.
That
Birthday.
looks good. I definitely want to see that. In terms of games, all we have this month, I think, is Rage 2.
Yeah, we're starting to hit that drought period, which is
Yeah, no,
normal.
but
It's-
like the last like 2 or 3 years, we've been like hitting it until like April, kind of May, and then just until like fall time.
Yeah, that's the norm for the industry.
Mhm.
And then you got Ultimate Alliance 3 coming out in July.
It's not gonna do too much.
That's gonna
but
be good.
We'll see though.
We'll
I
see.
don't think it's gonna sell much.
Nintendo today did announce a couple of things regarding E3. They confirmed their day is going to be June 11th.
It's the same time.
Same time as always, the usual. They also announced there's Smash Brothers and Splatoon Invitational, both of which, if you're in the LA area, you can attend. First come, first serve. I think the E3 schedule at this point is pretty much in place.
Yeah, everybody's announced their stuff.
Yeah.
So do you think they're gonna reveal the new the next character for Smash? Because they have
I'm
until
sure they will.
February
No,
of
they-
next year to get 4 more characters.
They'll have to.
Well, yeah, but no, I think they might like reveal it and like release it at E3.
Oh, so it's like this is the new character. He's out.
You know,
now.
They've done that before too, where they're
Yeah.
like, at the end of this direct, you can download
Cloud.
this thing.
So do you think it's
Cloud
going to be
happened.
Edric from Dragon Quest, or do you think it might be Dante? Dante from the Devil May Cry series now.
That would make
Smash.
sense with the release.
So that way you got both Bayo and Dante in the. Well, actually, no, they've been in the same game before on the
those are already
SMT. mobile
those are already a
game.
death battle by it, and Dante won. So we don't even have this conversation.
But we're gonna have Bayonetta, Dante, and
But Kamiya
Joker.
doesn't want them. He wants them to meet under like his terms or whatever, right?
No.
There was because he originally they were both supposed to be in Project Cross Zone 2, and then he was like, no. And I think it had something to do with he wanted to be in control of how they meet and how they interact.
Fuck.
Does he want to do like a crossover game, like a multiverse?
Well, that was the thing
That'd be
was
kinda dope.
was he's wanted them to meet. Well, that's the thing is at first he was very adamant. No, he didn't want them together, so they never actually that never happened. And he's gone on record more recently to say he regrets not having them meet. And so I mean we'll see. If they're in Smash, they won't have any dialogue, so it's not like that would matter.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Besides that, yeah, have we gone through most of everything?
Probably.
Biggest thing, I would probably say more. I usually do, but it's the whole thing with Final Fantasy VII just being announced, well, re-revealed, and everything.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of in shock. Like,
Real quick for the regulars, I've got the next script for Ultimate Gaming at about a 90% completion rate. It's almost finished. We got the new Ultimate Gaming that's out right now. You can go watch that. We did Kingdom Hearts 3, is how she
2.
says it. Resident Evil 2, and
I think it's World War Z, right?
no, it's Crackdown 3.
no, Crackdown 3.
Oh, you're talking about the
I'm,
current.
talking about
episode.
the one that is released that you can go watch right now. Yeah, Crackdown 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, Resident Evil 2. You can go watch that right now. We finally got back to Ultimate Gaming, the first episode we've done in almost 2 years. It's good to be back. I'm hoping soon we can film the next episode.
No.
So we'll get around to it. But that's about it.
Yeah.
That's the normal. Short podcast tonight, but small crew. It'd be
Short
like
and sweet.
It'd be like that sometimes. We gotta go see Detective Pikachu though. So, as always, don't forget you can go to patreon.com/VGX7 to support this podcast and the handsome, wonderful faces you see right here. And
Yeah, they showed off the trailer for It 2 today.
for Spoopy Clown Movie,
Mm-hmm.
Spoopy Clown Movie Part 2,
They're all grown up.
Electric Boogaloo. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week on Everything You Want, Nothing You Need.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.